Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Behind me, 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe, we're gonna be replacing the front lower control arm. Let me show you why. Pay attention to our lower ball joint as I shake the tire. That's some crazy movement. This is the control arm off the vehicle. I peeled the boot back, check this out. This ball joint is toast. The symptom this vehicle is experiencing is a dart to one side when you accelerate and a dive to the other when you decelerate. You may also notice uneven tire wear on the inside of the tire. In order to replace this ball joint, you have to replace the whole control arm. So let's get it replaced. First thing you want to do is jack the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, we'll pull our tire off. Let me zoom you in. Our lower control arm has 3 connection points, one in the front, one in the back, and then our ball joint. Let's start with our ball joint. Our ball joint nut will have a cotter pin. Having a pair of side cutters works really good. We just want to bend our cotter pin as straight as possible. Something like that. And then on this back side, we'll take our side cutters, get a little bite on it, and then we'll pull it through. There you go, it's slowly coming out. There, perfect. We'll want to get a new cotter pin. Now we have a 17mm nut. Notice your bolt is tapered in the front, so it's designed to hit with a hammer. We'll throw the nut back on anyway, just to protect the threads if I miss the bolt. So we'll just thread it on. We'll thread it past our taper. There, something like that. And we'll give it some good wax. I'm gonna move you just a little. There we go. It bottomed out on the nut, so I'm gonna take the nut the rest of the way off. Keep tapping on it. There, perfect. Now we'll straighten the wheel out, get a little punch or a nail, and push that through the rest of the way. It won't come out all the way with the wheel turned like it is because it'll hit something on the other side. If I just have a little punch, I'll put that right here on the bolt, tap it through. Nice, got it. Don't worry about popping our ball joint out of the knuckle yet. We'll do that last. Now let's take the front bolt off. That should be pretty easy. This is a through bolt with a nut on top. 19mm top and bottom. We'll hold the top with a wrench, buzz out the bottom. There we go. Remove our nut, set it aside. And our bolt, we may just have to keep spinning out. There we go. Now last is our back bolt. It'll be the hardest, but still not too bad. Let me see where I can set you up. This one is also a through bolt with a nut on one side. What we'll run into is our bellows boot on our tie rod is in the way, so we can't get a socket in here. There's just not enough room. So we have to use a wrench on this side. And the good news is we can get a socket on this inner side. So I'm gonna crack the nut loose with our wrench. And these are pretty tight. So I'm gonna use a hammer. There we go. I can get the rest by hand. Now I'll get my socket in on the other side. There, perfect. I can get the rest of it out with my fingers, I hope. There we go, yep. All right, you should be able to just tap this out. There we go. Perfect. Let me reposition you and we'll knock our ball joint out. So first we're just gonna take a pry bar right in here. We're gonna get our control arm out. There we go. Get this to come out. Okay, and then same with that back part. We're just gonna pry on it a little just to knock it out. And down, okay. Back here again. There. I'm gonna turn the steering wheel all the way to one side so we get perfect access to our control arm. We're just gonna tap on it downwards and that'll undo our ball joint. I want this to come out a little more. Ah, perfect, there we go. Now we'll just hold on to it here and we'll hit close to the ball joint and it should pop out. There we go. That's it, old one's out, good job. Let's line it up with the new one, make sure everything looks the same, and we'll slap it in. So lined up, make sure everything is the same. We can even put them on top of each other. Make sure they're the same size. Nice, and that's it. Let's put it in. On the new one, before putting it in, we're gonna take our ball joint stud and just tap it down a little. So that it's at an angle like that. That'll help it going in the knuckle. Let me move you around. So we're gonna start on this back side and just get our bushing in like that. Doesn't have to line up yet. Now let me move you to the front. We're gonna hold our control arm by the ball joint and tap in our front. With our wheels pointing straight ahead, we'll just line up our knuckle with our ball joint. There we go, it gets it started. Then we'll take our hammer and we'll tap on the control arm. We don't want to hit on the ball joint, just on the rim of the control arm. There we go, starts going up. On the ball joint through bolt, I'm gonna put a little bit of anti-seize just on this shaft. Not on the threads, but on this main shaft here. It'll help it go in a little easier and come out easier in the future. Put it in the back, tap it in. Now each of these nuts are lock nuts, and they only self-lock one time. So if we're gonna reuse the nut, we're gonna put a little Loctite on our threads. Put that on here, just blue Loctite's good enough. Just on our threads. Suck this down. The information I have says this is torqued to 87 foot-pounds. All right. On our front, we'll apply a little bit of Loctite ahead of time. Just get that spread around. Perfect. I'll get our hole lined up. Actually, that's all ready to go. Feed this through, and then we'll tap on it and get that top to go in. There we go. Perfect. Put our nut on. Snug it up. And these are torqued to 116 foot-pounds. Last is the back. In the back, we'll reline this up. Get our bolt to go in. Let's get a little socket extension. I can get it in there and then get that hole lined up. There we go. Put our bolt through. Throw some Loctite on it. Put our nut on. Snug it down. And we're just gonna snug it for now. We have to load the suspension. So let's put a jack under our control arm and jack it up. I'm just gonna jack it up. We're gonna jack it up just before it lifts the vehicle off the jack stand. Now we can go ahead and torque it. This is just like the front, 116 foot-pounds. And because we're tightening the bolt and not the nut, we're actually gonna go just a little further. Perfect. That feels good. We can lower our jack. And we're done. All right, there you go. That's how you place your lower control arm on a Hyundai Santa Fe. One thing I forgot to mention is putting a cotter pin back on our lower ball joint nut. Just wanna make sure, put a cotter pin in, bend it, and take it for a good test drive. Make sure your symptoms are gone. And if you'd like, go ahead and take it in for an alignment just to double check. And that's it. I have a link in the description for all the parts and tools used. If you have any questions, comments, post down below. We'll see you on the next one.